Market gained significantly today, and this is something, finally I mean, it feels good when things go according to the plan, and that's how the market is supposed to be playing, not as volatile as it had been for the last 6 months. Because as what when as we talked about yesterday and on Sunday and maybe a week ago, the very fact that we are seeing commodities prices tumbling, and going back to pre-Ukraine invasion levels, we are also seeing some good news, some positive news, definitely offsetting some recession fears. And the very fact that, or getting closer to understanding that, hey, we may have been at the peak or inflation getting a lot more hotter. So even though inflation will not go back down tomorrow to 2% or maybe 4%, definitely we're going back to the opposite direction when it comes to inflation continuing to soar. And as a result, you can see the market definitely catching up on this, and people are feeling a lot more comfortable putting some type of money, some levels of money back into the market. And as a result, we're seeing days like this where we have green days. Dow Jones up almost 2.5, S&P 2.8, Nasdaq 3.1, and then Russell for small caps 3.5%. Now, crypto also, on the other hand, it's definitely going back up. Bitcoin crossing again the 23,000 mark, Ethereum the 1500,000 mark, and then all the altcoins like Doge, the Shiba, the XRP, the Cardano. These are leading the crypto, and definitely, as you look at this, it seems as if we may have seen a bottom both in stocks and in crypto. Now, I do believe, based on some of the earnings that we're going to have tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, this week, and as we go into this Q2 earnings season, I do believe, as I mentioned yesterday, that people realize that earnings are not as bad as they expected. And the first example on this is coming from Netflix, because Netflix just, beat earnings estimates, and they disclosed that they had lost fewer subscribers than forecast, and they expect to win them back quickly, boosting the stock. The stock is up almost 8% after hours, as you can see here, and it was already up 5.6% on this trading session. So I haven't listened to the earnings call, and I do believe it's going to be tomorrow, results available, but I haven't listened to the earnings call. But the bottom line is, this is one of the first example, where tech companies are going to have earnings, that are not as bad as some of the people in the market tend to expect. This is going to, throw a lot more buying pressure coming into the tech sector, but also, in parallel, overall broader market sentiment. And this could push both crypto and stocks a lot more higher. On another news, that also pushed the markets today, we have China now eyeing or seeking to reopen international travel, and naturally stocks like Delta Airlines, United Airlines, those that are exposed to the long courier, the international travel, were gaining a lot, especially the casino stocks, Las Vegas Sands, MGM Resorts, Wynn, they were definitely having a better green days today than they had couple of days ago, based on these news only. But that is not the only thing. This also transpired into the reopening of international travel to benefit to China when it comes to their zero COVID policy. But also it may mean that if they are willing to reopen international travel, it means that they are also willing to reopen the entire economy. This will also have a lot more pressure off the supply chain issues, and ultimately that will lead into inflation even cooling more back down now, even with oil still above $100 a barrel. So these are all positive things that I believe are going to have a huge and significant, catalyst pressure into stock for small green days ahead of us. So tomorrow, or for the remainder of this week, we still have Tesla earnings, and personally, I'm expecting Tesla earnings to be under the same kind of, waters with Netflix, where people are expecting some margins to be shrinking because of, China closing, but I think they might have some surprise for us, and if they do, then the market is going to continue to have this, bull run into the recovery, signaling that, hey, maybe the worst is behind us. And as a result, I'm definitely continuing to have my plays into the crypto space with stocks like Riot, which by the last 5 days, has gained almost 50%, and Marathon, which by the way, 5 days after, the last 5 days is up almost 73%, and is still up after hours based on the crypto space, still continuing to also recover pretty significantly. And besides this, I have my eyes on the energy sector, because the earnings that are gonna come, you can already look from Halliburton, but definitely this is gonna be one of the most profitable quarters ever in the history of the whole industry of energy. So I'm betting, that we're gonna have some major gains there as well. So I'm sticking with it until it's time to take profit, and we're gonna see elsewhere where to put the money to work. So these are my 2 cents. But let me know where you are, trading or day trading or investing, or definitely swing trading, with your money in the midst of this whole season of earnings, and as we get some positive news coming back for the market as a whole.